In part 1, we spoke to young girls, women, educators, and experts on menstrual awareness and also how men can be involved in the conversation. In part 2, we'll show you the different ranges of menstrual products available and also a demo on how to use a sanitary pad. Keep watching.
So on our table, we have 3 types of menstrual hygiene products.
And there are a few that we couldn't arrange, but we'll give you information on that. But it's quite interesting because I think growing up there was just one product that we were familiar with,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And that's the pad.
Which most of us, I think, to be honest, before this episode, I only knew about the tampon and the pad, and I didn't know about this thing here, which is the menstrual cup. This is an interesting one because before we decided to shoot this video, I'll be honest with you, I didn't hear about it. But Pem here, she advocates this because of its environmentally friendly factor. And I'm going to let Pem say a little bit more about this.
The first time you see it, it can be a little overwhelming.
It's like a cup.
Yes, it is. And I remember, going through these articles online, and then I was quite curious. And actually, I got the menstrual cup as a gift. And then ever since I started using it, it's been life-changing. And as you mentioned, it's very environmentally friendly. And if you can take care of it, you can use it for 5 years.
In fact, did you know that in an average woman's lifespan, we use, wait for it, up to 15,000 pads. That's a little mountain full of pads.
If you just imagine the plastic and all that waste, right?
Exactly.
If you can order it online, and if you're comfortable using it, the first few times you find it a little overwhelming, and even the use is quite different because you have to squeeze it in like this.
So Pam, what does it? It actually collects the menstruation.
Yes, it's like a vessel. So first you have to make the shape into something like this. Then you insert it, and then it just opens up, and it creates a suction force around it, and it makes sure that it doesn't leak.
Right.
So the whole time you can start putting that in the morning, and then you can just take it out at night.
But there is a little disclaimer on the menstrual cup usage. Just like in the tampons, there is a time period, and they suggest up to 8 to 10 hours of protection. So what this means is that you have to remove it after 8 to 10 hours maximum, and you have to wash it as well and keep it hygienic so that you can reuse it. This one is a size medium, but I think online I saw that there are different sizes as well. We keep joking that women have the different size ranges of a rainbow. We come in all shapes and sizes, and so does your menstrual cup. But if the menstrual cup isn't your cup of tea, Pem has a few other menstrual products to show us.
Yes, we have. This is pretty much the only menstrual product that a lot of girls use, and that's the pad. But there are also different kinds of pads, so it'll be interesting to know what each is used for. Like you see the gigantic one.
It's not a diaper. It's a pad.
Yes, it's a pad, and this is used during the heavy flows, especially at night, because we can think about how many good, decent sheets we have destroyed with period stains, and this is pretty useful, especially for heavy nights.
Definitely, because I think that's the wonderful thing, because you see, these pads, they're all plastic pads, but they come in wonderfully different sizes, because as you know, Pam, a menstrual cycle is never just, it's different for everybody.
Yeah,
there's heavy days, there's light days. So I like this for those heavy flow nights, like Ben said.
But you shouldn't use this, especially during the heavy flow, because this is actually a panty liner, and this is used during the pre-heavy and the post-period stage. That's when there's still leakage, but it's not so strong.
Right.
So that's when you use this one. So the third product we have is the tampon. This is a little more popular than the menstrual cup. I think a lot of people haven't heard about the menstrual cup, but this one I think it's been quite popular, but it's the toxic shock syndrome reputation that it has, that it's affected.
So just like in the case of the menstrual cup, since these are inserted, you have to be careful, because sometimes I think women tend to forget that they still have the menstrual products inside them. So what happens is bacteria can attach itself, latch itself, and that's when they get an infection known as toxic shock syndrome. Again, girls, it really depends on what you're comfortable with. Just because Bev and I are showing all these products, that doesn't mean that you have to try everyone, because we all have our own preferences.
Yeah.
A tampon or a menstrual cup, I think, is used if you're a very sort of active person, if you like sports, if you swim a lot and you don't want your periods to stop you from doing what you love. Now, a tampon has something called an applicator. It's plastic, and it's basically just, it's not a fire. It's not a party popper. It's basically just, ta-da! It's just cotton, shaped like a cylinder.
Yeah.
And the applicator is there to help you.
Yes, and the string here, once you finish using it, you use the string to tug it and you take it out. And like what Tayden said, you do not leave it for more than 8 hours. Yeah. Otherwise, it can be quite dangerous.
But do read the instructions in the box, because they'll have everything written there, like how long you can use it, how do you use it. And again, it's really up to you. There's a lot of myths surrounding menstrual products that you insert. But from what we've read, it's totally safe as long as it's FDA approved. So look for that seal.
There are also, I think, 2 products that aren't here, but we would like to talk about them, and that's the cloth pad. Something that our mothers used at home when pads weren't available. I remember my mom told me about it, and it was basically a piece of cloth that they folded to turn into a pad.
The more sort of organic and green-friendly people, eco-friendly people, now more than ever, they're going back to using organic products, because all these products are plastic. They're manufactured, they have chemicals in it. So, but of course, it's so much more convenient to use, and over the
But we also end up throwing so much.
Exactly. 15,000 pads in an average woman's life. That's a lot.
Cloth pads, you can wash them and reuse them, but you have to make sure immediately after you use it, you have to wash it. The 4th product that we don't have here, but we really want to talk about it, are the menstrual panties. And those are panties that I think they recently launched them. I don't know which brand.
I think Kotex. Kotex is
that's the popular one. Yeah,
and
that's the one we saw online.
Again, there's one called Thinx. It's not easily available in our region, but one thing nice about that, I always joke that it's like a diaper for menstruating women, because it's literally it's made of. It's not as thick as a diaper.
Avoids bed sheets and your innerwear from getting stained.
It's a fuss-free sort of. You don't have to worry too much.
Since this and this are not easily available and can be slightly more expensive than the pad, and because the pad is the most popular menstrual product that a lot of Bhutanese girls and women use, we would like to demonstrate for our Bumchus how to use a pad. So should we start?
So this is a little flap here. You simply take it up, and this comes in handy later on, so don't throw this away.
Alright, so we have the pad here, and as you can see, this one has a little bit of that gum that places the pad strategically in your underwear.
This pad has something called wings, which means it's got 2 flaps. And did you know this was revolutionary when
the wings, right?
Yeah. Because otherwise pads didn't have this.
Yeah.
And even the glue, we take it for granted. We don't know. We are so grateful to whoever invented the wings and the glue, because before, literally pads were held up by strings and something really uncomfortable.
Garters.
Yeah, so you couldn't really move around.
Okay, so you have the pad and you have the underwear here like this. So this is how you see the slightly bigger side of the pad
goes in the back.
Yeah, it goes in the back, and then you remove this sticker, and then you use the wings to further, position the pad and make sure that it doesn't move. So that's how it should be.
So there you
position your pad?
I am struggling, but here we go. So this is what the wings are for. It keeps it in place.
Exactly.
And there we go. So here's the pad, and here's how it should be on.
Yeah, it looks pretty. See? So you have the wings here like this, and that's how you use it.
So you can always, like for example, if you're sleeping and you don't want to get any leakages, I would put this a little bit further up.
Yeah.
It depends what you're doing.
Or you can use the bigger one.
The diaper. So that's how you use it. Now girls, this part is important. Now let's pretend this is a used pad. Now you will take it out hygienically, please. And then remember this one? Don't throw it away. You can use this, and you simply, again with the sticky part, you put it in here like this.
Oh, you put the sticky part first? Usually I fold it.
Oh, I think anyway, whatever you're comfortable
with. Whatever is hygienic at the same time.
Just pretend you're wrapping it up like this and like so. And remember this little sellotape kind of thing? You just simply, and ta-da! There we go. And you just throw it in the dustbin or
Yeah.
a space provided to dispose your menstrual products.
Yeah, do not flush it down the
Please
toilet.
don't flush it down the toilet. The pads are made of tiny sort of gels inside, and their purpose is to absorb water, moisture. So what happens is if you flush it in the toilet, you're going to be blocking the toilet. It's not biodegradable. It doesn't disintegrate in water, so it's just going to just clog it. So girls, please, you have to throw it in the proper place. If there's no dustbin nearby, what I would suggest is if you're on your period, you're in a public place, take a little plastic bag, a black one, something that you can't see if you're uncomfortable, stow it aside, and when you're at home or somewhere where there's a garbage bin, just dispose it.
And that brings us to the end of episode 2 of Hashtag Girl Talk Bhutan. And we hope you found this episode on menstrual hygiene and menstruation informative.
Once again, Hashtag Girl Talk was created to start a conversation with our Boomchus on topics that we feel were important to you. If you feel like you have no one to talk to and you'd like to reach out, we want to remind you that NCWC's recently launched Women and Child Helpline toll-free number 1098 is active and is there for you to utilize. On that note, we would like to thank the NCWC and ADB for their wonderful support, without which Girl Talk would not be possible.
We'll be back with a brand new episode of Hashtag Girl Talk. Meanwhile, please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time,
Take care, Boomchu Dusu.